Nick Plews from Leicester in the UK has won the competition this morning. So believe me, well done Nick. He's also out of the band, of course, the Heartland Roots Band, which features quite a lot here in Galaxy. It is Tuesday, July 25, and let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we travel the world so very, very much, but today we're coming home, literally. We're on the west side of the North Island, not too far away from where we are. We're in Kawerau, and this particular band is coming out, well, hailing out of Raglan. I think they have something to do with Taupo as well. Excuse me. So we are going to be catching up with a young man by the name of Tux from the band Lost Tribe Aotearoa. Got to welcome everybody on Facebook Live right now, so very, very nice to have you on board. If you're a first-time viewer, listener, watcher, why not do this? Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell notifications when we have important people coming to join us for an interview. Why not subscribe? Become part of the family. We call it the noise here at Galaxy simply because it is growing exponentially every day. And we hear you. Your messages, we hear your texts, your phone calls, everything. Believe me, your emails. And we respond in the best way we can. Okay, so keep on coming. We love you. We really do. Let's kick it off, folks. Oh, by the way, thummy thing, you know what to do with that, right? Get epileptic with it. In the meantime, we're going to be talking to Tux from the band Lost Tribe Aotearoa. Let's kick it off with Bad Man. So that gives us a couple of minutes.
Yeah, perfect. I like that sub, thumb and bell.
Dear, you got to get creative in this job. You really do.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, nice. I see Joe Levy is watching. He's going to be joining us tomorrow. Looking forward to meeting up with you finally, Joe. I got to apologise for the hiccup last week with the technological stuff. Unfortunately, that's not my department. So looking forward to catching up with you. Dallas Moore is on as well. Nice to have you back, Dallas. It's been a while. And Don Pierce, hello, brother. Nice to see that you're well. Really, really is. Terry Van Cannon. Love Terry Van Cannon. If you ever need a slide steel guitarist, I've got one that comes out of North Carolina who is an absolute master of what he does. You know, and technology these days, it doesn't sound like the other side of the world, it's just down the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And Troy Tipton is joining us as well. Nice to have you on board, Troy. Really, really is. Looking forward to catching up with you in the very near future as well. Today, we're talking to Tux from the band, yes, Lost Tribe Aotearoa. And believe me, I'm very, very excited about this. I really am. These guys are making huge inroads here at Galaxy. In fact, featuring in my breakfast show pretty much every morning. And we'll talk about that. Tux, if you, this is going to be like no other interview you may have ever done before or might likely ever do again. So I apologise now, I do. But there's all sorts of things that may come up. I've been kind of described as the Jerry Springer of radio.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're not a podcast.
Yeah.
Being podcast, people tend to polish it up and zhuzh it up and everything. If we make an F up, well, it's live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just one of those things.
I don't mind that.
Cheryl Arnold is watching. Nice to have you back, Cheryl. Welcome back, my friend. It really, really is a pleasure to see you. And today we're talking to a New Zealand band. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, by the way, I've got to let you know, Tux, that I've been an engineer myself for almost about 40 years. And
awesome.
I've worked in some of the most prestigious recording studios, not only here in New Zealand, like Stebbings, for instance, but for some of the biggest bands around the world, and including a lot of head engineering for places like, of course, Sweetwater's back in the day. You might remember them.
Yeah, I know Sweetwater.
And Ambassador back in the day as well. Also for places much like Western Springs and Mount Smart, places like that, where you get some really, really nice bands come in. I used to work in the Super Top. Do you remember the Super Top?
Nah.
Oh man,
The Super Top.
that was an era really. There was this huge, huge tent that they had at Mount Smart, and we used to fill it up with about 20,000 people.
That's so many people.
No, we did.
That's so
I mean, I did bands like Metallica and Kiss and bands like that.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Big system shit.
Anyway, let's go live. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're back home. It is so good to hear a Kiwi voice, it really, really is. We're talking to Tux from the band Lost Tribe Aotearoa, coming out of Hamilton, and believe me, coming out of Raitland. Hamilton is pretty much just the biggest city around there, and believe me, I miss Raitland. I haven't been surfing at Raitland for a long, long time. Used to go and drink down at the big old style pub they have down there. Got to welcome you along. Welcome to Galaxy, my friend.
Well, thank you for having me, Grant. Big fan of you guys. Seen a few of your live interviews, pretty amazing.
Okay,
Cheers for having me.
You didn't need to get a psychiatrist afterwards or something? I do have one that makes calls too, by the way.
Oh, that's all right. I am one, mate.
Well, then maybe I can recommend a good stiff drink at the end of this or something like that.
That's exactly it.
Now, Lost Tribe Aotearoa. Now, I'm loving the jacket. I'm loving the cut in the hanging on the door there.
Yep, can't go wrong with that cut. It's sort of got I've had it for every single show. It hasn't been washed once. It's a bit like cardboard. As you can see it hanging up there, so it doesn't really move too much. It is pretty much cardboard.
That's fantastic, but believe me, I am loving the jacket, I really, really am. How did you come to the name Lost Tribe Aotearoa?
I've said a few times, I don't really like putting too many names to things and putting ideas to things. I sort of let a lot of people make up their own minds on it. There's a few different ones in the band. We've got our own sort of ways of thinking about it. The one that really stood out for me was more to the people that don't really have a tribe. You know, all the sort of misfits around that don't, or if a person that doesn't know their tribe, you know, we sort of welcome them into our tribe as a part of us every gig. So you sort of come to our gig and it's sort of a welcoming to a tribe and you know, having that connectiveness between everyone out there. So that's normally the buzz that I go for on it. How I saw the band going, just the tribe of misfits.
Absolutely brilliant. I love that. I really, really do. Maybe there's a place for me. You never know.
Hey, welcome.
We'd love to be a part of it. I really, really would. And give love to Ben as well, please. I mean, Barbara's been doing a lot of work with Ben to be able to get this to happen. So I really, really appreciate everybody's efforts to be able to talk to us here at Galaxy. Now, first of all, how long's the band been going?
Going on 6 years now. Me and Ben, we're a family band. So Jessie is our little cousin, and me and Ben grew up together. His mother's my father's sister. So me and him have been playing music since we could pretty much talk. He was a piano player at the start, which is kind of trippy, and I was a bit of a guitarist. But it was a real funny thing growing up as a kid in New Zealand. We wouldn't see each other because he lived in New Plymouth and I lived up in the Waikato. So every time we'd see each other, one of them will upgrade. So like, I'll be playing the guitar, then I come back and then he'll be playing guitar, but he'll be playing better than me. And then the next year we'll see each other and I'll be playing guitar but singing now. And then I'll see him and then he'll be playing guitar, doing lead and singing. So it was sort of a journey of a one-ups journey, we call it, you know. We're one-upping each other every time we're seeing each other. So the journey of me moving overseas and then him finding his feet within the music realm and then us sort of coming together after a few years, later on in the years, and actually being like, well, we've done our journey, let's actually do something together. And that sort of was the ticket of forming the band. And we just found, misfits around town. We're not the classic players that you'd normally get. We're more of a jam style band. So a lot of our stuff just comes out of, you know, us jamming and enjoying what our music is, enjoying our own sort of musical journey. Like not having to jump into the realms of what music's meant to sound like on radio at the moment. So we play music that it's not traditionally structured like standard music, but we sort of enjoy, we would listen to, so yeah.
Yeah, well, believe me, I've got to let you know that you are getting a huge following here at Galaxy. Now, we're in almost every English-speaking country in the world, and some that aren't. Yeah, I don't know how that works, but I'll take it anyway. Now, we opened up the show, my friend, with Bad Man. Tell me a little bit about this.
So Bad Man was one of the original songs from the first album, or from the first EP that we wrote, and it was actually Ben and my little cousin Jesse, and shout out to Uncle Hemi, Jesse's dad, who helped write it. And it was all the structure of the song is the mother talking about the father, and then, you know, obviously it's a bit of a mind mess, you know. It's sort of a happy song with a really sad story. So it's about the first verse is the mother talking about the father, and then the second verse is the child talking about the father. Then my verse is coming in as the father in a way and talking about it from their angles, you know, and sort of splitting up those angles. But that song sort of makes me laugh a little bit because it's so happy, but if you actually sit back and listen to the lyrics of the story, it's actually kind of a sad story about, you know, domestic violence, which happens, you know, in most countries in the world, especially in Aotearoa. So bringing a little story to light like that with a happy sort of feeling behind it, so people can actually like, oh, it's a nice song, and then really dig in and listen to the lyrics and, you know, hear what we're trying to put out there to the world.
You know, I get it. I really, really do. Now, Marion Peterson is joining us as well. Nice to have you on board, Marion. Now, Tracy coming out of Cincinnati is asking, how do we get hold of you as a fan? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, Tux, do you respond?
Facebook and Instagram, we all respond. Ben's amazing, and I try to jump in there when I can. But yeah, we respond to all our people. I think it's part of it. It's our duty as a band to communicate with our people. Like even after gigs, like we'll stick around and chat to everyone, because, you know, it's your followers and your fans that actually make the band as well. You know, they're in it as much as you're in it. So it's only right for us to pay respects to the people coming to watch, or the people that show interest in our music.
Absolutely, absolutely. And believe me, I've got to give a shout out to the close supporters of the band members as well. You know, the wives, the mothers, everybody to make the band happen, because without your support, believe me, bands don't last long that way. We need you to keep getting behind your loved ones that are on stage. They do such a great job. Now, having said that, my friend, a young man by the name of Joshua coming out of Rome in Italy is asking, do you have a website? Do you have merch? Can I purchase some t-shirts, caps, koozies, stuff like that? Lost your vocals. Oh, can't hear you. No, can't hear you. You must have fallen over the plug. Oh dear, it's the Kiwi thing. No, chick, no. Tell you what, I will play a song and we'll get back, try and fix that. Of course, we're going to play the Lost Tribe Aotearoa. Here's Dreadlock Holiday.
Call him back, maybe.
Should I give you a call back? Try that. Yep, okay, I'll do that. Do-do-do-do. These things happen from time to time.
Yeah, they sure do.
Believe me, they usually happen to me. This time it didn't. Do-do-do-do-do-do. You can dance to that music.
How was that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
much
that's
better.
better.
Much better. We got
Got
you
you.
back. What happened?
Don't know, everything's still plugged in. I know my headphones came out, but I thought it was under the headphones. I'm just going to stay away from everything.
Yeah.
this way.
I see George Prophet is joining us. Nice to have you on board, George. It really
I
is.
thought I invited him.
Nice. Stephen John Ireland is watching as well. Nice to have you on
Nice.
board as well, Stephen. We're currently playing Dreadlock Holiday while we tried to get you back again, so we used it as a pillar. We really did. I've got a
I
name.
think it's one of my favourite songs, Dreadlock.
When I first
It's one of the original.
When I first saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, they've done TCC. But no.
No. No. Dreadlock. I was like, when Ben, because it's one of Ben's songs, he made that ages ago, like a long time ago. So when I was like, Dreadlock is close to Dreadlock, like 10cc, bro. And he's just like, yeah, nah, all good though. Different song though.
Honestly, and I've got to let you know, I start work about 10:30 at night, and I'm lucky to get out of here by about 5, if at the very earliest. So I put a pretty full day in. But I have you playing in my car when I go home.
Ah, sick. Yeah.
No, we do. I do.
What's your favourite song?
My favourite song, I got to be honest, is Strange Things.
Yep.
Okay.
Look at
I like Irie. I like Irie.
Yeah.
I really do. Unfortunately, we don't have time to play that one today, but I do like Ivory. But other than that, Reflections.
Yeah.
You know, so
Different sort of buzz there on Reflections.
yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, a whole different vibe change, which is nice. That's
True.
a cool story behind Reflections too.
Let me take you through this, Tux, because this is really. Barbara gets about 150 to 200 bands a day, wanting to be promoted, wanting to be played on the radio, wanting to do the interviews, the whole enchilada, right? And so Barbara is very vicious with her red pen, let's put it that way, because we've only got a certain amount of time in a week to be able to do these interviews, and
Yep.
we're pretty much booked up until September. We're that far out. We really are. But once Barbara decides on how many, she takes it to production, and then they try and whittle it down again because it's got to go in front of a board, and the board is only interested in our image, bro. They
But we didn't do that for
do the
them.
best. Then it comes to me. Barbara puts it on a USB device that I Bluetooth in my car, in my stereo.
I like it.
And I get no information. All I hear is the music. I don't know who the band is, what the title of the track is, nothing. I just hear the music. Because I've got to do the interview, right?
Yeah.
So I base it solely on the performance of the music. And I do that for two reasons. First reason is I can't be influenced in my car by anybody else. It's just me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the other reason is nobody else wants to drive with me. It's true. It's true, I tell you.
Oh, we're running out
very
of
true.
time.
Oh, we're running out of time, yes. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and problem averted, we have them back, and we have vocals, yes. Believe me, Dread Rock Holiday, and believe me, when I first saw it, I thought it was Dreadlock, like everybody else does, I'm pretty sure of it, and I'm going to talk about that very shortly. But I've got to let you know, back in the day, I used to hang out with Charlie from Herbs, if you know what I mean. I think he would absolutely love this band, I really do. Also used to hang out with Shakespeare and people like that as well, so believe me, and Seven Tribes of Israel, the whole deal.
Yeah, the boys, yeah.
You know, so
Legends.
believe me, I'm a big fan of good reggae. Can't say all reggae because some reggae can be absolutely pits to be nice, I doubt it. So good reggae, including, you know, bands like Fat Freddy's Drop and stuff like that. So I think you guys really on your way up in the reggae world. I really do. Have you made the One Love concert yet?
No, we haven't. One day we'll actually get there. We're sort of just, we're focusing on a lot of the health and wellbeing festivals actually at the moment. There we sort of normally go with your Spirit Fest, your Earth Beats. Find it's kind of an interesting place to play music because they're non-drinking. Like, so a lot of the people actually listen to your lyrics a lot more. So that's been kind of nice. But we did get to play Homegrown. There's a lot of festivals on our bucket list. But one of them definitely would be One Love. But we got to play Homegrown this year. Would really love to play WOMAD, be part of that international music crowd. Sort of those festivals and explore. But any festival is a good festival, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to let you know that, well, you see, I personally don't go trolling the internet or anything looking for bands, and believe me, we get so many that come to us, we don't really need to. But from time to time, I am kind of guilty of, you know, just getting on YouTube and having a nosy, seeing what I can find, you know. I don't find a band often. Maybe choose one a year that interests me the most. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I talk to so many bands, I hear so much music that from time to time I, might find something. Well, I found one guy last year coming out of Port Moresby in Papua New Guinea who's an absolute superb reggae singer. His name was Anselm. He went on to be the Artist of the Year here at Galaxy, literally. So many people love him. Nowadays, believe me, he was in Vanuatu the other day, got mobbed at the airport. Mobbed.
Oh, man.
And believe me, nobody knew who he was prior to us doing the interview with this guy, you know what I mean? And vicariously, we found out later that he was a member of Parliament as well.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
You know, always nice to be able to do a little bizzo with those guys over there. But we're looking at bringing him over here. Would you be interested in doing a show with him?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, I reckon. Especially sharing with, we've got a lot of Mātauranga and a lot of Māori in the band, and we love sharing that with other Indigenous people as well. Just changing it up. You know what I mean? That'd be amazing. I saw that interview actually. That's the first interview I saw you. Barb actually popped up on our Facebook, and I was like, oh yeah, and checked out Galaxy, and I watched that interview, and he seems like an amazing fellow as well. So one thing is, thank you guys, Galaxy FM, like in Aotearoa, and like it's pretty amazing because you guys are actually international. In Aotearoa, it's hard to find platforms to be able to push your music. So you guys doing what you do and actually getting music, not just in Aotearoa out there, but all over the world out there. I think a lot of radio stations should take some pages out of your fellas' books.
Well, thank you, my friend. That really is an absolute pleasure, and believe me, my credentials literally is I've worked with some of the biggest radio stations in the country, literally from Radio Avon all the way to Radio Hauraki or Hauraki, to the rock, to, well, everything in between, and including talkback. So, believe me, I've spent almost 40 years in radio, and every facet of it to be able to. This is why, literally, I feel that the shows that we do are so polished, as everybody here has had something to do with a background in radio, and we're all single-minded about one thing, and that is talking to indie artists and breaking new music around the world. There is not enough people making the world aware of the talent that is being remissed. It really is being remissed, simply because the Spotifys and the big consortiums are too interested in the Taylor Swifts and stuff like that. Well, okay, we play Taylor Swift, that's fine, but we would rather play something with a bit of talent. Now, as I say, you've got to be damn good to get an interview here. You really, really do. Yeah. And so you've ticked all the boxes there. Having said that, we were just playing Dreadlock Holiday. Dread Rock Holiday. There we go. Got it right in the end. I'm pretty, okay? Dread Rock Holiday. Tell me a little bit about this.
So it's another one of the original songs. It's my favourite song, I'd say. I really like it. It's kind of like a little bit of Sublime-esque in there with the Mentos and the lyrics. It was actually a song that Ben wrote in one of his first songs. He's had it for a while, and it's sort of just sat in his back pocket. Like, he's got a lot of songs that just sit in his back pocket, and then every now and then he's just like, oh, I've got this song. And then it pops out, and this is one of those songs. And to see it brought to life, because I saw it before we even had a band. So to see it, brought to life with a full band, and a lot of those songs that we have on the album actually got horns to them now, but that's for our live show. So yeah, one of my favourite songs anyway. But that's it. It's about being on holiday.
Very,
Rock holiday.
Very, very cool. I have a young lady asking you. It's called a tonga. Tell me about your tonga, your history of your tonga there, my bro.
This one here, it's so to bring the vibe down, not to bring it down, but my grandfather just passed away last week. Me and Ben's grandfather actually passed away last week, and he got these commissioned for all of the older sons in the family. So Ben's got exactly the same one as me. We all got the same one, with 5 notches in it. So it's a tooth of a mango, a sharp tooth, to bring us strength through these hard times. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever take this one off. It's stuck with me here.
I do apologise. It was a fan question asking about it and asking what the right pronunciation of tonga was. My condolences as well. My sincere condolences.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Got to welcome along. Louis Anoi is on board. Flexomatic is back. Hello. Love the White House. We really do. Richie Rich Cross is in there. And E. Wolfgang de Brett. Nice to have you on board. It really, really is. Sorry?
He comes out of Raglan.
Yeah, and E. Wolfgang de Brett comes out of Raglan. What do you know?
Here we go.
Very, very cool. Now, I want to talk about Stick Together because this is one of the tracks that I personally have on high rotate in my car when I'm going home at night. Fascinated by this track. Now, I've got to be honest, as an engineer, I don't listen to music as a fan would listen to it. I listen to it like an engineer or a DJ or a salesman of music. So,
same here.
Tell me, is it now? I take it you're an engineer yourself, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Is it habitual that you try and break it down and get inside the other engineer's head?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, believe me.
A little bit.
That goes way back in tradition of being engineers. It really does. But I've always wondered, what another engineer is wondering or thinking when he puts music together. So, tell me about your studio.
Oh, so my studio is only my house studio, so I run demos in my studio. Then I take my demos to the band. We actually use, we go to Roundhead So that's Neil Finn's studio up in Auckland. And we've got an engineer that comes along with us. So we're more producers here. I engineer my own music, like side project music. But we've got an engineer who sits with us, and me and Benny and the rest of the boys all sort of produce it and put our own little swings on it. If you actually listen to the first EP, we're big fans of echoes and delays. And you listen to those first 4 songs, there's a lot of reverb and a lot of delay going on. And the whole lot of it, you sort of sit back and you're like, there's another delay. There's pop, 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 pop. One chucked around there, one chucked around there. And then as soon as like our ears have gotten a lot better during the years, we sort of come into the next albums and you see growth within it. We're not a band to sit back and hold on for perfection. I think imperfections make some of the best parts of music. So yeah.
So tell me, who is the primary lyricist? Is it Ben that's doing the lyrics, or is it you?
And Jesse, the little cousin. So we there's many different ways we come about writing a song. A lot of songs we bring to the forefront as the person. Like, I've got this song, and we bring it in as bones. So as the body's built, it starts with bones or a diamond and a rough, and then we'll bring it to the band, and it's really the band that starts putting the meat in their own field. We're not ones in the band. Everything's shared equally. Rights and everything's equal between everybody. If you're playing the triangle, you're getting the same as a singer. But everybody puts their own feel to the songs, and I think that's what creates the whole Lost Tribe feeling, is everybody's input. It's not that's wrong, that's right. We do have a little saying, which is steak, steak, cake, which sort of gets us through some tricky parts. And steak, steak, cake is we love steak and we love cake, but you can't have too much cake, but you can have steak.
I love that.
It's just a quick way of saying, like, you're playing too much. Chill out.
I love that, I really do. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined by Tux from the band Lost Tribe Aotearoa. Here's Stick Together. Anytime now. Come on, play. No. Thank you.
Galaxy
Well, looks like computers, don't you just love them? I tell you what, I better try and find that again, just to be sure of it, because unfortunately it did a little blippy thing, and we don't need the blippy thing, so gosh, it's not only you guys having a good time, it's me as well. Now, let me find this, here we go, and we'll stick together. And we'll throw that in anytime now. We better bring it down here so it doesn't make any. Thank you. Oh dear, sorry about that. Computers, don't you love them? Oh, so
I already had my hiccup.
I take it that you're not a vegan then?
Nah.
No?
Nah. They give me shit about it. I tried it. I tried the other ones. And,
Okay, have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
yeah.
Is it made of real
Yeah.
vegans?
Fuck, I hope not.
Well, I was upset when I found out the Girl Guide biscuits weren't made of real Girl Guides, right? So.
Oh, but they're horrible now too.
Yeah, they are. The cardboard.
I bought a packet and I was like, yes, and then they must have changed the recipe.
Yes,
Yuck.
they did.
They do that. They do that to everything. Have you noticed how small the biscuits are getting compared to the packets? Altogether, yeah, believe me.
Right.
Honestly, do you remember William Shatner, Captain Kirk?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see in the news this morning in Canada, the government there has asked him to recall his line of lingerie.
Has he got a line of lingerie?
Yeah, but apparently Shatner Panties isn't a good name.
Nice. Hey, I wanted to steal that one.
Oh, please do, please do. Work
I'll
it
take
as
that one, please. I'll take that one.
nice, very cool. Look, I'm part American Indian. I was born in Phoenix, Arizona. My father was a Sioux Indian, full-blooded Sioux Indian from Arizona, from Tucson. My mother, on the other hand, was Scottish. All right, so I'm a Bitzer,
Granddad.
and I was left here.
Granddad Scottish.
I was left in this country because my father was called up to go to the Vietnam War, right? Now, usually on a Sunday I go over to a mate's place, we go and shoot some pool, play some darts, get pissed and talk bullshit, really, you know?
Yep.
And he knows that I've got Indian in me, and he says to me the other day, I've got part Indian in me. And I looked at him and I went, bro, being conceived in the back seat of a Jeep does not make you a Cherokee.
Good. You're sharp, bro. You're sharp.
I used to be a comedian. I used to do stand-up comedy and stuff like that as well.
No, it's so hard. That's hard.
Yeah,
That's hard work.
don't do it. Best advice.
Galaxy FM.
Well, we had a little glitch at the start of it, but don't worry, we got there, we really do. Winston Tulloch is joining us. Nice to have you on board. Let me just turn that down a little bit. Donnie Colton, nice to have you on board, Donnie. It really, really is. Love, 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 creatures. Jenny Duhane is joining us as well. Greg Parrish is in there. Nice to have you back, Greg. It really is. Today we're back home, Aotearoa, and we're talking a bit of kōrero with a very, very good friend, Tux from the band Lost Tribe Aotearoa. It is such a pleasure to be able to come home for a change and get a bit of Kiwi lingo going on. It really, really is. Now, believe me, bro, we talk to bands from all around the world, you know what I mean? And a lot of them, would you believe, go, what did you just say? And I'm going, yeah, no, have you really tried a vegan sausage, for instance? What? How do you explain that? You know what I mean? So, and I've got a friend of mine, and I'm not kidding, he is the five-star chef at the Hyatt restaurant in the Hyatt Hotel in Auckland. And I was Skype talking to him the other day, and I just by chance said to him, what's the hardest thing to cook in the kitchen? He goes, vegetables. I went, yeah, bro, getting the wheelchairs in the oven must be a bitch. Yeah, don't get me on vegetable oil now, will you?
Oh, well, I'll try not to, bro.
Yeah, believe me, Johnson & Johnson have blacklisted me. I kid you not, they won't return my emails, they won't even take my phone calls, texts, anything like that. Because the first time I spoke to one of their hierarchy, all I did was ask how many babies goes in a bottle. I mean,
How many did they say?
well, they didn't, but I think 3 big ones reduced down. That's why it's clear.
I don't know why they block you, bro.
Neither do I. I mean, I'm just trying to ask a simple question. It says baby oil, so how many babies goes in there? I mean, serious. Tell me, are you a guy that likes to think? Are you one of these guys that likes to think about the impossible, that could be probable, maybe not? but you know, you're thinking about it anyway. Are you one of those guys? Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a stab, sort of a guy. Just give it a stab.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. Man today knows how to measure the speed of light, right?
Yep.
So how fast is darkness?
Faster than light.
Is it? I think it's pretty instant, to be honest with you.
Yeah. No, it's right there. Oh shit, bro, that's some deep stuff right there, bro.
Well, if you want
That's some
deep,
deep stuff.
if you want deep, try this one. Your knees. You know how your knees bend at the moment, right?
Yep.
Okay, imagine if they could bend in the opposite direction as to what they do right now, how interesting chairs would be.
Yeah.
That-
I'm going through the motions right now, bro. I'm like, would you have to,
that would be
It'd be
very-
like a bike seat.
Exactly. Here's one
A
more.
stool.
One more for you before we get into some more absolutely fantastic music. But in the Second World War, the kamikaze pilots, the Japanese pilots, knew they were going to die. They used to go around their families getting their scarves, stitched prayers and everything like that on it. So they absolutely knew there was no coming back. So why did they give them crash helmets?
To protect their brains.
Are you sure? Why?
Hey, I don't know. It's a bit of a fail safe. Maybe he crashes and he's like, oh shit, I'm actually alive.
Okay, one more. Lord Greystoke, of course known as Tarzan back in the day. Why didn't he have a beard? I mean, it's not like he could go to the grocers and get some Gillettes, is it?
Yeah, true. Maybe, no, it can't be shape of muscle shells because he's in the jungle.
I mean, seriously. I do come up with some weird things to think about sometimes. I call it reflections.
Oh, yeah.
I like reflections.
Nice.
It's a segue there for you.
Nice.
Tell me.
I saw that.
Tell me all about Reflections, please, because it is one of my favourite tracks.
So, beautiful song. Jesse, our youngest cousin, who's one of the main singers in the band, he wrote it with his younger brother through COVID in Aotearoa. So, as you can tell, like COVID, everyone got locked in their houses and stuff. So, and I had a few yarns with Jesse about this song because it's such a beautiful story. So he actually wrote that song with his little brother. And it's about seeing yourself, pretty much. Seeing yourself in all sorts of light and not being too hard on yourself. Because I think these days a lot of children and a lot of people are very hard on themselves. When you should just enjoy it. You know? Enjoy everything around you. Yeah. But I sort of love it that he did write it with his brother, you know, during a really, really hard time. But you just listen to the lyrics. If you get the time, people, sit back and like put that song on and listen to what they're talking about.
Now, Tux, this apparently went to number 4 in the New Zealand charts.
Yep.
Not bad. Not bad.
Hey, how's this, bro? 2 chords, number 4 on the charts. Makes me laugh. It's like, that whole song is 2 chords.
I love it. Well, I tell you something else. 1,791 requests for it so far. We're playing it almost every morning on the breakfast show and climbing. Believe me, tomorrow it'll be higher
Very
again.
much.
You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're talking to Tux from Lost Tribe Aotearoa, and here's Reflections.
It's been a long, hot day.
Gosh, it's getting hot in here. It really is.
Got up to 24.
It's gone up to 24. It went up to 24, did it?
I filmed it.
Okay. As Tux would understand this, can we employ some Kiwi air conditioning, please?
It's not that
Open
hot.
the damn window. Open the
Some
damn window.
Kiwi aircon, please.
Yeah. Oh, look, a couple of years ago when we moved into this building, because we were in another building earlier on, through the COVID thing, we were, why are we paying for rent? Why not just buy a building? You know what I mean? So we bought a building. Anyway, the bosses came to us and went, great, it's coming into summertime. Would you like a fan? And I'm going, oh, hell yeah, mate. Make it about 6 foot, 6'2", blonde, blue-eyed, comes from Sweden, about 18. They got me a damn Gold Air. And the selling point
bad,
was, yeah, well, the selling point is it's an oscillator.
I'm pretty sure we card around a gold ear for Ben on stage. I'm pretty sure we got a gold ear because he's a very hot-blooded animal, that boy.
Love it. I love it. You're a dear. Oh my gosh. Right. I'm going to ask you if you've got anything new coming out in the near future, because we would love you guys to come back. Would you consider coming back again?
Oh, definitely. This has been amazing.
Oh, I feel sorry for you.
I love what you guys do. Like, we're so limited to platforms for musicians in Aotearoa, for the smaller musicians in Aotearoa. So to be able to do this is it's amazing. How could you not want to do this?
Bro, I will let you know how many people have been requesting strange things, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. You're way up with 3,000 requests for it.
Oh shit!
And we are both
Whoa.
Reflections and Strange Things appearing on a daily basis on my breakfast show. You know what I mean? And believe me.
That's amazing.
I'll also let you know. Unfortunately, my producer has just nipped out to go and powder her nose. She'll be back in a sec, but I will let you know how many countries are tuned in, how many cities are tuned in, and then at the end of this, I'll let you know how many people were online, or how many devices were hooked in, and I think you'll be surprised. After this, don't go anywhere, because we're going to take some photos and stuff. Barbara's going to forward everything to you. She'll make a movie for you, okay?
Cool. Awesome.
And I usually tell people, literally, show it to people you don't like. No, seriously, I do. There's a reason, Tux, honestly. You can show it to your friends and family, they're all going to love it. Because it's you, right? But if you show it to people you don't like, well, they're going to get a bee up their bum and come and see me too. It's
I like
happened.
your whole way of being, bro.
That's right, you're right, here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today we're talking to Tux, coming out of the band Lost Tribe Aotearoa over there in Raglan on the west coast of the North Island. We're on the sunnier side too, by the way, and we get to see the day faster than they do. But having said that, it's always nice to talk to a cuz on the other side. Now, JB Striker's watching, nice to have you on board, JB, and Donnie Coulter says I'm messing with your stone. Sorry. Is it a weather stone? I've got a weather stone. I do. Outside. It's got a little flag on it. If it's blowing, the flag's going. If it's raining, it's wet. If it's dry, then it's not raining. It's a weather stone. Does that work for you? Believe me. No, I'm not kidding, Tux. I really do have a weather stone.
Makes sense.
Well, sometimes you kind of wonder with the kids going to school whether or not I'm going to throw it at them. You never know. It might come into...
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Okay, one of those kind. Okay, enjoy that, believe me. good music to do that with too, by the way. Absolutely don't mind that at all. Now, I got to ask you, anything new coming out in the near future?
So yes, we're actually taking a little bit of a break during this time to actually start writing. So and bringing some more music to the band. We'll probably, hopefully, maybe have another album. That's what we're sort of at for. It's an album. Now I know I've heard a couple of the tunes that are actually on there. They're pretty amazing. Different sort of a vibe. Yeah, we sort of go like this, which is nice.
Yeah, but that's part of being creative, isn't it? And bringing out. I find a lot of bands, if they tend to get in a rut and have the same kind of backline, the same kind of music, the same kind of feel all the time. Whereas if you're creative, we've lost touch.
Oh, no.
Oh dear.
Oh, we can call
Oh dear.
Oh, yeah, we're back.
Hello, we're back again.
Hi.
Somebody phone.
Finish.
We need to turn your camera on, right?
Yeah, brother. Oh, here we go. Turn off camera. There. Turn off. I didn't. There we go. Technology, bro. There we go.
There we go.
Back. I was about doing this at the moment.
Did somebody phone you?
No, it just cut out.
Okay.
I was sort of like mid-jam. I was in there in the zone and then. Whew.
Yeah, well, you know, technology, especially when you're living in Raglan, you get that kind. Having said that, of course, we were absolutely raving on about strange things. Now, I got to let you know, right now, you're way up there. In fact, I said about 3,500. It's a little more than that. It's a 3,600 requests.
Thank you very much, everyone.
3,677 apparently to nail it. And tomorrow it'll be higher again. Now, believe me, when I get into work at night, you kind of have a routine. You've got to go past the reception. So the receptionist leaves little USBs for me, which gives me the daily stats. Literally, you know, how many people have asked for this, how many people have asked for that, what the title is, what the artist is. And then I go into production by about 1 o'clock in the morning. Production and I are working out what we're going to be playing for the breakfast show. And just recently, Lost Tribe Aotearoa is making an appearance every morning. It really is. Now, believe me,
Awesome.
a lot of people that I talk to overseas, they seem to think, thank you, New Zealand. That's partially it. I will admit there is a percentage of New Zealanders that are asking and taking part in it, but the majority literally is coming offshore from all corners of the world, like places like, again, Papua New Guinea. We're getting so many people out of different parts of Papua New Guinea, it's just ridiculous. In England, in Germany, and Ukraine, of all places, following us, you know what I mean, and asking for more and more and more of your music. So we were talking about you coming back with new music next year. Have you got an idea of a name for the new album?
The naming process is a bit of a tricky one. We sort of just chuck names out there and sort of see what actually fits the mode of the actual sounds that are collected within the album. If you see, like, our last one was called Lost and Found, and it was a sort of collection of our Lost and Found tracks, as well as that. We don't. We're real last second when it comes to naming the albums. We don't sort of name the album and then make the album. It's sort of like, all right, we'll go listen to this album a couple times, and actually see what we can actually pull out of the sounds that we've made or put together in our collection.
In other words, you're dragging it out of the ether and putting it into something creative. And I love creativity. I was saying, bands, a lot of bands that I talk to on a daily basis, they get stuck in a rut, the same sound, the same lyrics, the same, you know what I mean? It may not be the same words or anything like that, but it always sounds the same style of band, whereas I find with your band, you're very diverse. You've got a huge amount of diversity in there. Now, I want to, at the same time, say, how did you get Lisa into the band?
Lisa at the Uncle Boydie, he's our uncle, he's our drummer, so he's the heartbeat of the band, and one of the original members, but he is the original drummer for a band called Corpse, which is an amazing reggae band from Aotearoa. They sort of taught us the ways. We were actually lucky enough to have them as mentors at the start to tell us what we should be doing, but so Lisa was actually was the keys player for Cornerstone Rinse back in the days as well. So, but when we started doing gigs with the band, Boydie put forwards, let's get a keys player in to play keys, and she was the first person that sort of popped up. And then I think we had her for about a year and a half at the start, and then she moved down to Wellington, and it was, as a beginning band, you know, we don't have too much funds, like even today, a lot of the money that we make in the band actually goes back into the band to make more music to give to the people. So we couldn't keep her because it was too expensive to bring her up for every gig and stuff like that. So she moved on, and we still need another keys player.
You never know, I might be able to help you out there. Have you ever entered the Battle of the Bands?
Yes, we have.
So you
Right
know
at the start.
You know Andrew Featherstone, right?
Yep.
Okay, he's a very close friend of mine. Believe me, I used to work with him in Area 51 when he had his own recording studios and stuff like that. Currently, I think he's in Malaysia, is that right?
Yeah, he might be back home now.
He might be back home now, believe me. He's with the band The After right now. I've known him since 6 Foot Sativa and back in those days, you know what I mean?
6 Foot Sativa.
He was telling me the other day, literally, he's got a whole PA to give away in a competition coming up very shortly, and also a brand spanking new desk to give away too. I says, well, if you're flicking desks, give one to me. I'm always in for a desk. But you never know, we might be able to hook you up with him again, because he has got his fingers on the pulse for pretty much any band member or any kind of band member you ever likely want to find, you know what I mean? So believe me, I can recommend Andrew and say, you know, if you need a keyboardist, you never know what we might be able to do for you there.
Yeah. Well, if there's any keyboarders there listening, galaxy107fm, send us a little message.
Yeah, do the corridor, literally. You never know as well. Good call there, Tux, because believe me, there is so many people out there listening. Anyway, got to get on with it, I've been told. So right here at Galaxy is, and we're joined by Tux, the man himself from Lost Tribe Aotearoa. Here is Strange Things, your most requested song for the breakfast show. It's very tanty, isn't it? Yeah.
Hey bro, so you know that start wasn't ever in there, but we were at Roundhead and I saw timpanis, and I'm like at the end of it I was like, boys, we're gonna put those timpanis on at least one track, and then it was like, fuck, should we do it at the start of Strange Things? There's a video of me on our Instagram, playing the timpanis. I don't know how to play them, but the guy there is like, I'll try and tune them, like they're meant to be tuned. There's like, what's the song? And I'm like G flat or something. It's just like, something like that. So I'm like, he's like, here you are. And I was just like, how do I actually do this, bro? And he's just like, all I could think was King Kong.
Yep.
So he's squatting down doing that, and then the engineer, he's just like, hey bro, just want a little scream at the end of it, like just when you're about there, just scream. I was like, oh, okay, give it a go. Done it, and it made the cut in the end. So there we go.
Nice. How many countries are tuned in right now?
162.
Nice. There's 162 countries tuned in.
Oh, jeepers.
That's not bad.
That's a lot of
Out of
countries.
179 it is.
Out of 179, it's not bad. It's not bad. How many cities?
Pretty good.
2,419.
Okay. 2,419 cities.
Wee.
You're a
What's
superstar.
that? That's amazing.
You're a
Amazing.
superstar. You really, really are, bro. And, you know, I mean, when we first started, as I said, you know, we were lucky if we were going to get 10 people to do this, you know, and join in and listen. It's because people like you go and tell your friends, you know what I mean? And they tune in.
Yeah.
They listen to the interview, they take part in the interviews and everything like that. And then they get this absolutely brilliant idea. Let's get in touch with Barbara, because I got a band. And everybody in the world seems to have a band. And believe me, I'm so pleased about that because it keeps me employed.
Yeah. But it keeps us employed as well.
Exactly.
Having that platform, you know what I mean? That's what I mean. Is we need these platforms. We need more of these platforms to be able to showcase our music.
Have you got merch?
Especially,
Have you got merch, bro?
yeah, yeah.
do?
We're really terrible at it.
Okay.
We got some T-shirts made, but we've got that we give them out too much.
I've got a young man, Colton, and he's asking if you got merch. So I'll ask that question.
Yeah.
But how would you like to send me a T-shirt, brother? I'd be honoured to wear your brand while I'm doing this.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely.
Awesome.
They're at Ben's house, so.
Yeah. Okay. That's right, you're right here at galaxy107fm. Thank you, Donnie. We try to be fun and make it a very, very relaxed, informative interview where, believe me, the victims talk better that way. They do. If you make it more interesting for people. Now, at the same time, a young man by the name of Colton, coming out of Reefton in the west coast of the South Island, is asking, brother, do you have merch? Can I go to a website and buy some merch? Do you have T-shirts, koozies, caps?
So Carlton, we do. We're pretty useless at it, but just message the Instagram and Facebook page. And Benny's got all of our merch, so we normally take it around with us to all of our gigs and try to put it out there, but it's sort of just, I think we wear the merch more than I think all our families are all merched out right now. But yeah, if you get a hold of Ben on Instagram or Facebook, then we'll be able to get some merch down to you, buddy. We've just got a new fresh run of shirts, so.
Very cool, Chucks, and believe me, I was asking maybe you can send me a shirt or two too, because believe me, subliminally, and this does actually work. While I'm doing these interviews, today I'm wearing Vox, Voices of Extreme, coming out of New York too, by the way. People are watching the interviews, but they're on the interwebby thing at the same time, and they've got the credit cards out, and they're buying, you know, koozies, guitar picks, caps, the whole enchilada. So I would be very, very proud to wear your brand while I'm doing this.
We got you, buddy.
It's a subliminal thing, you know what I mean? I see Anita is still awake.
Yeah.
What are you still doing up at this time of the morning? Believe me. She was the interview I did prior to you, coming out of Sheffield in the UK.
Yeah, the pop singer. I watched the then part of it after surfing. So.
Believe me, and she's just joining us. She's watching at the moment. So first of all, humbly, thank you very, very much for the interview that we had just prior. And
1:30 in the morning.
love to mum and everything like that. And thank you for joining us right now. It's an absolute pleasure. Now, I got to let you know, Tux, that you will get a copy of everything we do today. And
Awesome.
I apologise now. I do, because we're going to take some photos after this. Now, Barbara, just one question for you. Can I talk about the magazine?
Yeah, we will after.
Yep, after we've done this?
Yeah.
Sweet. We want to put you into a magazine. Literally, we have friends of ours coming out of Bangalore in India who has a fantastic magazine, and we've been discussing about, because we only choose the best of the best of the best to go to that, because it is touted as the next Rolling Stone magazine coming up on the interwebby thing. So being a Kiwi band, brother, we don't get enough to be able to put into the magazine. We have a column of our own, so we'd be very, very honoured if you would allow us to do that, and I'll get Barbara to talk to you about that as we go. In the meantime, got to thank everybody that's joined us today here at Galaxy doing the Facebook Lives, of course, with Anita Wake from the band Awake, coming out of Sheffield in the UK. Love her work, and looking forward to having a nice and prosperous relationship with Anita and with Rob and everybody else concerned, including Nick Police from the Heartland Roots Band. Then, I got to thank Tux for taking the time out and taking the time to get off his board to come and talk to me over here at Komodo. Believe me, I'm an old surfer from way back in the day. I don't think I could float a board anymore, I've got to be honest with you. And believe me, Raglan was the last place that I ever surfed, so I have a lot of respect. Lot of respect for those ripples over that way. I really, really do. So thank you so much for joining us. Please don't go anywhere just yet. Please pass on love to everybody in the band. We'd love to meet everybody. Come and see you live. Get in, and
Awesome.
maybe have a bit of fun in the green room without getting arrested. You never know what might happen.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Mate, just get a hold of us. If you see any of our gigs this summer and you're close by, get a hold of us. We'll get you down, It'll be amazing to see you in person, buddy.
Absolutely.
And thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much, everyone out there on Galaxy Radio. It's been an amazing time, some amazing yarns. And I think I took one thing away from this show, and it was sub, thumb and bell. There we go.
There you go. Oh, I thought it would have been the panties one, but never mind. You're right. Thank you. And join Barbara and me, or Barbara and I, for the breakfast show between 5:30 in the morning and 10 o'clock. In the meantime, you will hear arguably the best indie artists from around the world on that show. See you tomorrow morning.
Galaxy.